What's up, everybody? It's your boy P. Welsh here, bringing you another UFC Fight Night video. Sorry about last week. I was trying to get up to recording it, and I did the post instead. The very end. Hopefully, you guys got to check that out. We did go undefeated, 12-0 week, but no video. Feels kind of down bad. We were feeling pretty good. A lot of good spots. So excited about this card too. Leading us off in the women's bantamweight, Melissa Croden versus Tyrina Lisboa. Croden 6-2 versus Lisboa 7-3 record. First time doing this. Debut for Croden in Canada. Canadian card here. It's a pick'em here. Yeah, I'm trying to think about how I feel about Lisboa. I mean, I don't really feel too highly of her. I can't remember if she lost her last one against Luana Santos, and I don't even remember. I think I had her over Santos, but I don't even remember. She beat Havina Oliveira, who's on this card too, 2 years ago. I'm just gonna go with the debut girl, make it, in Canada. Hopefully she'll show something. 5'9" on a 2 inches on the height there. I don't know, man. This is a straight pick'em. Enjoy. Next up, this fight I love. Is this that Poetan's guy versus Asmet Bekhiov, 20-3 versus Yashuri Belagrui, 1-1, making his debut from the Contender Series. Is this Poetan's guy? Nah, I don't think so. Oh, it is. This is Poetan's teammate, training partner against Bekhiov. Man, this is a good matchup. I don't like it for him, dude. I don't like it, man. Bekhiov's a freaking beast. 33 years old, making his debut. 6 KO losses, 2 by decision. Had a third-round finish. Man, now I thought he looked familiar, but I don't know. I mean, this is 100% Bekhiov's fight. Just because you practice at a gym doesn't mean you're good like the other fighter, and I know he's got a lot of potential, but this guy Bekhiov has put some guys to sleep currently, early and often. Ryan Loder, Zach Reese, I remember he finished those guys in the first round, so I think this guy hits with power. He's a really good athlete, and I want to see how he does in the clinch here, but man, I wanted to pick Yusuri. Maybe I always have my guy. I mean, the thing is he's got a 5 foot height, 7-inch reach. So I maybe Bekhiov doesn't get the KO like I usually think he is. Maybe we'll go Bekhiov like 3 decision just in case like if he gets a late finish. Because I think I think this guy's got good fight IQ. I mean, you're training with Poetan, you're touching that reach and the distance. Like you could do well not to get hit. You know what I mean? And this guy's going to have to get in there. So I definitely could see somebody getting served here, too. If he's coming in there and gets checks left hooked. But, I mean, this guy Bekhiov is a beast, and I hate to pick against him. He is a massive favorite. And, yeah, wow. Once you dug a little bit deeper into the matchups after I typed them in, this one is good. My thing is, another UFC fighter he lost to, Marco Tulio. He lost by decision. I know Tulio's pretty big, but he's 6 foot as well. He's got a little bit more of a reach. That's why I kind of think Bekhiov, the most similar fight. Oh no, he lost to Tulio, so that's kind of like one that maybe he, that was on the Contender Series a couple years ago. Never mind, that's Belagrui. Frick, dude. Bekhiov by decision. I think it'll be a little bit. I think that's what you see. Like I think he'll lose in some of the exchanges. He'll lose in the power exchanges, and yeah, Bekhiov 3, Bekhiov decision is what I think I'll officially go for the pick. I had him 1-2. We'll see how it shakes out when the odds come out too. Bekhiov official pick. Next up, women's strawweight bout: Stephanie Lucindo versus Havina Oliveira. 7-2-1 versus 6-2-1. This fight probably be a draw. No cap. I don't know. One of these fights got to be a draw. We had one this year. I think we're due for another one. This one sounds like a good draw. Sounds like homegirls. I'm calling it. This one's gonna be a draw. This one, for some reason, it just reeks of it. If the official pick is gonna be Luciano because I don't think Oliveira has anything in terms of there, and she fought Sam Hughes tough, and I think she's just a better fighter. So Luciano is the official pick, but I could see something sniffy going on here, getting a draw. But yeah, Luciano, let's go, baby. Next up, lightweight bout: Kyle Propolek, 18-9 versus Drew Dober, 27-15-1. Both guys coming off a loss, 5'10" versus 5'8", and yeah, they're just throwing Propolek in there. Dober by decision. Maybe he doesn't go full out on him. I mean, he's lost 3 in a row, Drew Dober, man. It's a bad look for him. Last win, Ricky Glenn. Last win before that, Bobby Green. He's been finished in 3 of those 4 losses. Only lost by decisions to Moicano. I mean, they give him a layup here. An absolute layup. And Kyle Propolek won real fight in like 5 years or something. He got fed to BSD last time they were here, too. So they're getting him fed again. Yes, Drew Dober 2nd round KO, Drew Dober 3rd round KO, probably just because, yeah, that's just Drew Dober, man. He's going to put it on the line. He's going to get hit, and this guy's going to throw back. So, yeah, like Dober to finish late here. Propolek, nice effort. But, yeah, 2nd round KO for Dober. Let's go, baby. Next up, another middleweight fight here. Danny Barlow, 9-1, coming off a loss against Dorandi Santos, 12-2, coming off a loss. Barlow's loss KO'd from Patterson, Sam Patterson. And, right? Oh, Patterson went to a different weight class. Maybe Danny's going up to middleweight. That's what it is. Sam Patterson went down the welterweight, and Barlow's coming up to middleweight here. Yeah. Maybe that's why he got KO'd. Just a little. Yeah, I mean, he got freaking popped, dude. He got folded and flatlined. So I mean, dude, this guy Santos, his only UFC fight is against Ozzy Diaz, who he lost to. Like, come on, if you're losing to Ozzy Diaz, I don't really have much faith in you. I think Danny Barlow should put the lights out. Danny Barlow 1-2. This guy got finished by Ozzy, So before that, Ozzy Diaz is getting finished in the 2nd round. If this guy's losing to Ozzy Diaz, who gets finished by finishers, I'm pretty sure Danny Barlow can find the finish. So Danny Barlow 1-2. I don't think he'll be that hesitant. I think he'll probably want to just be more aggressive, and I think the middleweight will give him a little bit more confidence to be a little bit more aggressive. Again, like this is the classic, like Danny Barlow's a 175er. Again, this is like I'll like this guy. The guys having these guys. We got to put a list of the guys that jump from lightweight to welterweight and welterweight to lightweight or welterweight to middleweight. Because there's just some guys that fluctuate where they're just truly the weight classes are so variant, and these guys that are so big that it would add a lot more to the variety of matchups that can be made too, right? Instead of like we're feeding Danny Barlow this guy at 185, there's probably another matchup somewhere at 175 that we can feed, and this guy can go freaking fight somebody else at 185, a new guy. You know what I mean? There's just way more talent in the middle of those weight classes, and then that would feed into like more guys getting opportunity in the heavier weight classes too. But yeah, Danny Barlow, KO. I don't know. That's another thing. Is like he's going up. Is he going to be able to get the KO power? I mean, Danny Barlow money line to me, I think is easy. I think he'll get it done eventually. And yeah, sometimes some guys are just more durable, and maybe he just won't be able to generate the power to finish a guy, and he just stands at distance because you have to finish the guy. You have to take a risk, and if you're winning the fight, you're not going to take the risk. So I can see Danny Barlow being like that, coming off a loss. Yeah, let's go, baby. Next up, flyweight fight: Bruno 125 Silva versus Hung Sung Park. Silva 14-7-2, won no contest, coming off a loss. 5'7" versus Sung Park, 10-1, coming off a loss. 5'7". He came in on short notice, right? Park lost to freaking Tyra, maybe, I can't remember, but he got work, bro. I actually think Bruno Silva's live here. I think Bruno Silva's live for a dog. I mean, again, the competition that's freaking Park has gone against has been nothing. Shannon Ross and Carlos Hernandez. Bruno Silva, if anything, he's got potential. He's got finishing potential, and the guy, I kind of like Bruno Silva here. I might actually take the pick. I was on Park a little bit in that Tyra, so I'm like almost like reverse psychologying him. And I kind of think that like, yo, bro, if we're seeing Kai Asukara go from like big main events and then down still losing to Tim Elliott, there's no way Park can't come in here and lose to Bruno Silva. So I like Silva. I like Silva's submission. I think it's a little sprinkle worth having. I think Bruno Silva will get it done. I think KO losses to Van. I think sometimes they make you better and they make you hungrier. If this guy's coming back in there, I mean, I just don't want to trust Park here. I don't trust Park as a favorite. If anything, this should be more of a pick 'em. I've been feeling recently is like sometimes I don't even like the look. Like I just feel like this is just price wrong. Like for instance, last week, I in hindsight, right, the Figueiredo Jackson fight was more of a 50-50, and the other fight was more like favorite versus underdog in terms of the odds. It's just one that I think is way more 50-50 in terms of like who I think should be a favorite. And with that being said, I think like Bruno Silva has a pathway to victory. I think he's got a submission. I think he's got decision win. I think he can stand him up on the feet, and I think he'd be very close and competitive. I don't think Park should be this. Like I said, taking Bruno Silva here, actually on the official pick. Next up, bantamweight fight here: Charles Air Jourdain versus Davy Grant. Jourdain 16-8-1. Davy Grant coming off a win. Both guys coming off a win. 5'9" versus 5'8". A little bit of their leg reach, and yeah, I mean, this is kind of Unk versus what's Grant got or Jourdain got going on here. So I'm picking Jourdain. He's my guy. I've been on him for a while. Losses to Woodson and Silva, I actually don't think are too bad because he came down to bantamweight, and I think that's where he truly. But he just beat Ramos too. Like this guy also beat Ricardo Ramos, who was fighting last week. So I think he'll be able to handle Davy Grant. He's got a mean guillotine joke. I think these guys will stand and bang and give him a show. I like Jourdain by decision. I think Grant's a very good striker. I don't know if he'll be able to grapple him. I'm interested to see if Jourdain will do some takedowns. Doesn't really have very many takedown opportunities, but he does have a good front choke. So I kind of like maybe Jourdain KO slash decision here. It's a very close fight. I also think the fight will go to decision. Pump the over on this because both guys are super durable. Both guys will throw. And, I mean, it's not like Davy Grant's really ever getting knocked out. So, if anything, he might get finished via submission. But, again, he's not going to go shoot a submission into some guy in a front choke. So, I mean, I'm a big air. I think this is probably Jourdain 29-28, and maybe he does get a takedown to like seal it, and that's where he kind of maybe gets a decision, but I don't think he works a lot of takedowns. I don't think, you know, I think he'll only be opportunistic with it. I think Davy Grant's a tough striker. We've cashed well on Davy Grant recently too because I mean, we cashed against Blackshear in one of our round robins, and I remember cashing against Tavares. I think he was a pretty big underdog. If I can find that fight and get that on the, I wonder if they had the fair. It was the even fight, but I mean, I think we won on that one. I don't know if that was a pick fight, the video, but I'm just an Air Jourdain fan. I think he's got the finish potential, the upside. I think if he knocks him down, he can even hunt that front choke too, work the body, some kicks. He's just vicious, bro. And like I said, his losses are. I love his losses. I mean, Gene Silva and freaking Sean Woodson at featherweights. I think he, it's just Air Jourdain all day. I think we get him at a good price tag. I think he's definitely. I think it's just Davy Grant's a tough dog. I think this fight goes to the decision. We might see a lot more decisions as we saw a lot more finishes last week. But yeah, Charles Jourdain, baby. Next up, lightweight fight: Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frivola, the Steamroller. 16-6-1 versus 11-5-1. Both guys coming off a loss. Kyle Nelson 2-inch on the height. Same reach, 1 inch on the legs, and yes, is a pick'em. And at this point, I think I like Kyle Nelson at a pick'em. 35 for Favola, coming off a couple bad KO losses. What does he really have left? If there's one thing I know about Kyle Nelson, he's an absolute freaking dog, dude. He's an absolute dog. Yeah, maybe you lose the, he's just gonna leave it all on the line. He does have a propensity to get knocked out. But I think he'll be able to do a little bit better against Matt Frivola. Also, I don't want to like question heart of fighters, but like after something like that, I definitely worry about guys like Matt Frivola. Nelson, he's always had an up and down career, has always kind of been fighting, uphill in the UFC, and I think that's kind of where he'll excel a little bit better than Frivola, who kind of started off as like more of a prospect and has been completely heat checked by some freight trains. You know what I mean? You have Matt Frivola knocking out Drew Dober on top of the world, and after that, he has just been knocked out twice in 2 years. He's fought once a year, and I could definitely see, again, Kyle Nelson by decision. I think Kyle Nelson can absolutely come in here. I mean, like, look at that. This is the thing is, he has terrible knockout. Like Frivola has been knocked out in 7 seconds in a UFC fight. 7 seconds. against Terrence McKinney. Decision against Armin Saruki, and he probably just got wrestled for 15 ragdolled. He beat Azayater. He beat Gennaro Valdez and Drew Dober by a right hook to ground strikes in the first round. Kyle Nelson, as a pick'em, has to be the pick. He's at least, I don't know, man. I just has to be. Has to be. At home. Yeah. Yeah. I could see it going decision. I think it probably goes decision. But at that point, too, like, I'm also worried about some of these fighters. Like, he might just be check KO'd. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Kyle Nelson, baby. Let's go. Next up, bantamweight bout. Cody Gibson, 22-11 versus Ariki Lang, 25-11 in one no contest. Both guys coming off a loss. 3-inch height advantage for Kyle Nelson, standing 5'10", 2-inch on the reach, 2-inch on the legs. And it's like Kyle Nelson, Cody Gibson. I mean, scratch that. Editor. Ariki Lang's lost his Raul Rosas Jr. by just hugging. No contest against Daniel Marcos was 4 straight groin kicks. That's one of my favorite fights of all time. Cody Gibson coming in off a loss to Damon Blackshear off the Kimura. Wins over Chad Ellinger, Brian Kelleher. Losses to Miles Johns, Brad Katona. Not good. Cody Gibson a favorite. Not a spot I necessarily like him in. But against Ariki Lang, it's a spot I absolutely love him in. I don't know what Lang is going to do, bro. He just get punched. I don't think he can take him down. I don't think he can submit him. I think Gibson will get up and just punish him over 3 rounds. I think this is a Gibson spot all day. Ariki Lang or Cody Gibson's 3-6 in the UFC. I know that we talk about stuff like that, but Ariki Lang is 3-4 in one no contest with wins over Johnny Munoz, Jay Perrin, and Cameron Alisi. So not necessarily UFC caliber fighters. Give me Cody Gibson. Yeah, let's go. I just think it's Cody Gibson. I don't know if there's going to be a finish in there. I think that both guys are pretty tough. I mean, if Zahabi can knock you out, I definitely think Gibson can knock out Ariki Lang. I definitely don't think he's super UFC caliber, and Cody Gibson at least puts up a fight. I think it's Unk season again, dude. I'm thinking like of these old guys that are going against some of these marginal like prospects in a way. I think the Unks are just way better. I think the old guard just has an advantage like that, and with experience too. Guys that aren't like necessarily more talented than Cody Gibson. So I'm taking Cody Gibson here. Let's go, baby. Next up, women's flyweight bout, Manion Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasdervicius. 12-2 Fiorot coming off a loss. 14-3 for Jasdervicius coming off a win. Fiorot was the title loss to Shevchenko, I believe. Yeah, absolutely domination. And Jasdervicius came off a win over Andrade, an absolute freaking milking in the first round. We had that. Wins over Bruno Silva and Lipsky. Before that, we've been on a roll with Jasdervicius, and I think this is a good spot to fade her. I just think Fiorot's just an absolute freaking unit, and it's like one of those things. It's like kind of not like she's a finisher, but she just reminds me of like talent-wise, somebody like Oliveira, where like, yeah, dude, she's gonna lose to the people that are absolutely at the top, but the people that necessarily aren't better than her, she's just gonna be better at. She's really big, she's really strong, she has really great technique, and I mean, if Jasdervicius gets this win, I'll clap and be so happy for her because she'll really deserve it and really earn it, and maybe we'll take a little pice on that in a something else. But you got to just think this fight goes to the decision. And I just think Fiorot, it could be split decision, and then at that point, we're just listening to the judges. I'm picking Fiorot because I do think she has the better chance to have a clear pathway to win over the course of 3 rounds and just be better over 3 rounds versus Jasdervicius, might have to hunt for like these big moments and do something spectacular. So that's why I don't know if you're necessarily going to be able to get those spots against Fiorot. She really doesn't make a lot of mistakes like that, and like I said, you're gonna have to Shevchenko her. You're gonna have to dominate her in some aspect. You're gonna have to outstrike her, outgrapple her, and it's not necessarily easy to do that. If you watch the Blanchfield fight, I thought Blanchfield would have had a great chance to upset her. I mean, I thought Namajunas had a great chance, and she's been on a run since the Fiorot fight, even though that was a little while ago. I think Fiorot will ascend back. I love Jasdervicius. We've been on her very heavily and been very successful picking her. I don't want to pick against her. I really don't. But this is one, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And we'll see how the night goes. But yeah, I'm on Fiorot here. I really do think she's just one of those like This is one of those like gatekeepers of the top. Like you're just going to be so hard to get past her to get the title shot and like rally again. Like she's going to get the, so it's like, I think that's what she is. She's really a gatekeeper on the freaking contenders, and it's going to be tough to break through for Jazzer Vicious. She's going to have to find something spectacular, and that's her win condition in my opinion. And I'm picking Fear out by decision. Let's go, baby. Next up, 3 fights. Main card's fire, dude. Marlon Chito Vera versus Ayman Zahabi. Chito Vera 23-10-1 coming off a loss. Zahabi 13-2 coming off the win. Zahabi's win against Aldo. Marlon Vera's loss. Was it the Figueiredo, bro? He hasn't fought since Figueiredo canceled Batista twice earlier in the year. Maybe a little injury. Yeah, I like Chito Vera here. I think it's a good buy low spot. I think it's a good Zahabi is very clean striker, and he could definitely win again. Like, I mean, the thing is, it's again going to go to the judges' scorecard, right? I think a lot of these get decisions on them. If you look at Zahabi, he's on a run here. He's been training really well, and I think he's really on that. And that's why I definitely think he can steal this fight from Chito. I think Zahabi will win the first round, but after that, I think that's when Chito really turns it on. I think he's such a rallier, and that's what hurt him against Figueiredo. Though Figueiredo had the takedowns and was able to stifle him early. It has not been good for Chito Vera in there, and I worry, dude. I do worry about some of these guys, and he's one of them. I love him at plus money, but I'm not doubting. I'm picking Chito Vera. I can't pick Zahabi here. If Zahabi wins again, more power to him. I've been on Zahabi. I think he's been a little bit kind of fortunate to get the Aldo win. It was very close as well. I benefited from that. We had Zahabi all day against Aldo. One of the things I think is also at the end of this UFC contract, they don't want to pay these superstars out their win bonuses. It's a close fight. They can just split decision and not really worry about it too much. Just split decision to the guy that they pay less. I'm not even like frantically saying that. I feel that sometimes. If you look at the win and show money for some of these guys that lose decision fights, these old fighters that lose decision fights, that's what I'm really more worried about. My official pick is Chito Vera, but I'm hella worried about Zahabi winning by decision for that very reason. I do think Chito will turn it on. I think he'll find a way to win the 2 rounds. I think it will be a split decision fight. I think I really do. And I think it will be very close, very split decision. And I think it will go against Zahabi this time. I think he's been not fortunate. He's definitely freaking rolled. But last fight, he was a little fortunate. Not necessarily. He's young. I do like the run he's on. But he does. I'm just on Chito Vera, dude. I'm on a rebound spot. This guy, it's the same thing. Like, this guy's too good not to win against Zahabi, who's very freaking good. But I worry about it's got to be Chito, bro. It's got to be Chito. He really hasn't been. I mean, I am a little worried, dude, because I remember that Sandhagen split decision. He got unanimously dominated. So he really has not, and his only win is Pedro Munoz. If you go back freaking 3 years, that's why I think he's really due for a win. He's really due for a performance, and that's why Chito Vera is my pick. I can't go against it. Maybe I'll bet against it or something, but I can't pick against Chito Vera. My guy, he'll come in there. He really needs to get a win. He's going to be very emotional, and he's just going to be happy to fight. He's going to say, "Hey, man, I just want to be a winner for my family," and I think he'll carry that, and I think he'll look very well. We might see one of the best. I'm expecting one of the best Chito Vera performances that we've ever seen in the octagon. I'm hoping so. I think we'll see yeah, let's go Chito, baby. Next up, the co-main event, Kevin Holland, 28-14, coming off a loss versus Mike Mallet, 12-2-1, coming off a win. Holland lost to D-Rod by decision, did not look good. Heard he got knocked out before that fight. Mallet looked really good against Radke, second round finish. And win against Giles before that. I can't believe this is as close as a pick 'em as it is. This is Mike Mallet all day. Kevin Holland, to me, is very long in the tooth. I'm not going to call him washed at all. He's very dangerous. That fight was exciting. He did cost me quite a bit of money on that fight against D-Rod. I'm not mad about it, but I'm also don't think Mike Mallet this is Mike Mallet's season, bro. Like, I'm not doubting him again. No, not against Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland is the Terrence McKinney of the welterweights right now. You know what I mean? Like, he's kill or be killed, and I think that could be something that happens here. Two of his losses were inside, not even in the second round. He's been fighting a lot of workload. I think Mike Mallett's season is upon us. Mike Mallett KO second round maybe. I love Kevin Holland. He's one of my favorite fighters. I just do not like him against Mike Mallett on home soil. I think Mike Mallett is way. I totally undervalued him against Charles Radke. We lose. He was beating Neil Magny. If not that, he's on an absolute heater, and we're getting him at even money against Kevin Holland. This is not an even fight, in my opinion, right? So, I think at least minus 150, minus 175, minus 199. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think this is as spread worthy as it is. And I think Mike Mallett is so dangerous. I think he's super athletic, and I think Kevin Holland is maybe just a day late and a dollar short at some point. I could definitely see Holland winning now that I say that. Again, anything is possible here. But, yeah. Mike Mallett, bro. I'm not doubting Mike Mallett again. Kevin's got to bring the dog out, dude. Kevin's got to bring the dog out, dude. You know what I mean? We got to see it from Holland. He's got to prove it to me at this point. I'm not going to go in there picking him. Gunnar Nelson, Vicente Luque. Is Mike Mallett better or worse than those guys? He's probably better than both of them at this point. D-Rod should win. RDR would be a crazy matchup if they fought at, well, but they're middleweight, so, and then he's coming down. So it's like, come on, man. I just can't trust Kevin Holland. He's in so many wars, bro. Mike Mallett's a freaking very sharp, very unblemished in a way. And like I said, even, oops. Not good. Not good. Frick. I can actually, meh. Oh, no way I just did that, bro. Rainier De Ridder. Easy money. Let's go. I might try and figure out I don't know. Rainier De Ridder. I love Brendan Allen. I question sometimes his mental toughness. Not like he's not a tough guy, just that like when things go against him, I don't necessarily think he brings better. And RDR is an absolute monster, bro. RDR is a beast, and RDR by finish. Let's go, baby. We'll do a quick recap. Croden, Bekiov, Lucindo, Dober, Barlow, Silva, Jourdain, Nelson, Gibson, Firo, Vera, Mallet, RDR. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. I commented all my comments, and I actually got them all right. I at least got paid out. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate everybody. Let's go again, big time.